Channel 10, Northern Cable Network HCN Channel 59, St. Charles Cable Channel 54 in Punta Gorda Town, CTL Cable Muscal Village. First thing in the morning is carried live on Sugar City Radio 103.1 FM and East Radio 104.9 FM in Orange Walk. You can also find us using the MadLab Radio Belize app, which you can download on your Apple and Android devices. Wave Radio and Wave TV is live every day on our Facebook page, Wave Radio and Wave TV. Find us, like the page, and tune in every day. Alberto August, Joe Bradley, we're sitting in studio 2. We're operating from the foothills of the Bell China Bridge right there in Belize City on a Wednesday. It's the 8th. Yep. Sorry, it's the 9th day. Because the 9th day of May. Boy. 9th day of May 2018. Alfonso, good morning.
Alfonso.
Sorry, Alberto, good morning.
Good morning,
Something is wrong with me this morning. Yeah.
You got your coffee?
Yeah, got and thanks for the tacos too. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's a nice morning.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's a nice morning.
Weather is good. Weather was good. I'm coming up on the road. Yeah.
Okay. Before we get into the discussion, let's take a look at the weather for Wednesday, the 9th day of May 2018. The information is at 6 this morning. The general situation, mainly fair weather, will prevail during the next day or two. The 24-hour forecast for Belize and its coastal waters, mostly sunny today and clear to partly cloudy tonight. Mainly fair weather will persist, with only isolated showers developing. There are no advisories today. The marine conditions, the winds coming out of the northeast to east at 5 to 10 knots. The sea state like chop. The outlook for Thursday and Thursday night is for mainly fair weather conditions to prevail. The temperatures, the highs today along the coast, it will be 87 degrees inland, 92 degrees in the hills, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. The lows tonight along the coast, 78 degrees inland, 72 degrees in the hills, 66 degrees Fahrenheit. The tides, the low tide will occur this morning at 50 minutes after 11, followed by another low tonight at 24 minutes after midnight. A high tide will occur this evening at 3 minutes after 5. Another high tomorrow morning at 25 minutes after 6. The sun will set this evening at 15 minutes after 6 and will rise tomorrow morning at 22 minutes after 5. The moon will set this afternoon at 11 minutes after 1 and will rise tomorrow morning at 2. We want to say thanks to forecaster Guy and the Belize Weather Bureau for providing us with our weather information. Well, Chairman, the United Democratic Party is accepting applications for standard bearers, 31 constituencies, and the deadline is the 29th of June at 5, a Friday.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Gearing up, boy. Gearing up, you know. Ready. Even the good book tell you that there's a time for everything. You know, we're entering now the political season. So, yes, that is the situation. I think the party has agreed to issue a notice, publish a notice in this weekend's edition of the newspaper, and also I think that there might be some by way of radio and television on Wave, you know, inviting applications.
We got enough time, those persons who want to offer themselves to run for the party, and as democratic as we are, you come and
in all 31, like the Prime Minister said, and like our other leaders said, there will be no sacred cows. You know, people, you just apply, and at the end of the day, if you go to a convention, depending, of course, on the screening committee and nominations committee, if you go to a convention, then it is going to be the voters who will decide.
The people.
Yeah, the family members. Decide. That's right.
The family members, they decides who you want to represent the family.
Yeah,
Chairman, let's take this call.
Okay.
Caller, good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live. All right. Hello.
Yeah. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
Calling on certain matters. First thing is our party is well organized. We are going to the people to have our convention. We are not going to endorse people. It's not a challenge. As long as a challenge, we are going to a convention, our party, unlike the People's United Party, who have said they are for the people, but they refuse to go to the people, no?
Well, they refuse to accept people to run for them.
Well, that is true. They refuse to accept people. And also, I am calling on the matter that this party, this United Democratic Party people, our candidates, our CEOs, everybody who have been given fair chance in terms of facilitating and helping people in a certain thing also, must understand, as long as there is a People's United Party government, that everything comes from them. They have absolutely no respect for the poor people of this country. What they did at City Hall yesterday, where they fired 11 people. The saga.
Okay.
Really? 11 people. The People's United Party coming into the municipality, saying to the belligerent people that we are for the people, and fired 11 people yesterday. I understand they have an additional 100 more people that are going. It's unfair, it's wrong, and it shall not be tolerated by any government, whether PUP or UDP. What they did yesterday, there was a young lady by the name of Shana White.
Shana
White.
Yeah.
Who they have fired. We have 6 kids. With this young lady, I don't know Shana to be no UDP, for sure. I don't know if we know UDP. I know Shana very well. I don't know if we know UDP. I don't know if we're involved in a political period. And these people have taken bread out of these people's mouth. Imagine one mayor who thought that he's for the people and take bread poor people mouth and stuff. Out of the poor picnic, not the man. The poor picnic every day. This man fired that girl for absolutely nothing and so. I have no reason to fire this man if someone and so. It's unfair and we shall not condone it. I believe that we must demonstrate against it. We must call out people to go against it. Red, blue, everybody. Red, blue, whatever you are, whatever color you are. Not care who you support us up. We must go against things like this and so it is unfair. When our Prime Minister, Oliver Barron, taking government in 2008, not one single individual that man had fired. He could have been as bad man as everybody else. I fired people, but he never did it. He standing ground. He do what is right because he understand that poor people living in. Me not care about no youth, he pay the PUP. How you are fired every who is burning that rock now? How could you do that? How could you charge that poor woman out of picnic livelihood and so, and how you could live that thing and so? You get me, Alberto?
Yeah, I listen to you loud and clear.
It is unfair to that poor woman, man. It is unfair, and we must call out burning that rock now. We must hit to the street against him. Who is he? How dare you? He's quite campaign to the poor people. Oh, listen to me. We are for the people. Huh? We are the people I know. You want to take this girl bread out of you. You want to take this girl picnic and say no something. Oh no, I starve because I go in and I'm going on the man. I'm not supposed to eat. Who the heck is Bernard? Man, this is unfair.
Yeah, well,
This Canada has no UDP, nothing, honestly. But I just tell you what they did to this poor woman with their 6 picnic is unfair. It is needed. They have a UWS PUP woman group of them. They must stand against that kind of operation there. How could you charge this woman one single mother like that? That is unfair to the poor girl. Not like it hurt me, no. Because me could live my life and me, I'm going to put them in my mouth picnic. But after this woman, not going to do with me. But it is unfair what Bernard Wagner has done. He needs to be chastised. He needs to be calling, and that is unfair, man. And I don't know the mayor. I don't know the mayor, but the mayor needs to think over what you do. This woman has that picnic. Are you to tell this nation that you not care about the picnic? No, you ma. But about the picnic because you are fair this woman after I don't need it. What have she done? What have she done to get that kind of operation? The only after that first girl can get fired. I am telling you, it is unfair. They need help. We need to hit the street for this woman and say or put that kind of message to the council. What you have done is wrong.
Okay, my boy.
Talk about transparency, accountability, he talk about everything. But whatever he talk about, he did wrong. He put check in your name. He said he has for the people, but he said the people. This this man is unfair, man, to this nation, man, and please, man. Me not say to me not benefit me, but I could say perfect the boss suffer because of his stupidity. I just want to be vindictive.
Yep.
So,
Got you.
Take care,
All
my
right.
brother, yeah.
You see, when they were campaigning, right? They said that they were there to serve the people. But he's been doing most of the things wrong, right? Most of the things wrong, right? But you see, like me, I will not sit there and tell him how to do his job, or even give him advice as to what to do or how to go the proper way, right? Because when they were campaigning, they said that they had all the answers to all of the questions and that they have all of the solutions to all of the problems. So that for hinting now, he's there now. Me now, they have, the people are seeing where he is going wrong and where they might have made a mistake, where they were deceived in terms of going to the polls on March 7th and putting their ex side of all those names right there down the line. Me now, and tell him for doing job. That is not my role.
He asked for the job.
Right.
Do the work.
Uno say how Uno could have do the job. Uno had all the answers to all the questions.
It's what about 50? How much days now? Why it's a lot?
There today. Today they're at 63 days here. 63 days in office. But for them think that. Therefore, then think that let them and then you see from the get-go, right? When he referred to the people as barbarians, right? You know what is the definition for barbarian, my friend?
Boy.
Barbarian comes from is defined as people who not come from the civilized tribe, uncivilized, right?
People,
primitive people. That is how he termed. Within his first few days in office, that is how he referred to the voters, and people were just going to the polls for going to vote for him, because those who came to the gate know that they could have come to him because he told them to come to me.
Right? I got the answers.
Come to me. And then within a few days after they mark their X for you, you are going to call them barbarians, which is defined, my friend, as being uncivilized, as being primitive, not belonging to any one of the great civilizations, my friend. Why? But anyway, that's for Ono thing. You told us that you have all the answers.
My brother, I knew it would have happened because this is a typical how PUP operates.
Well, you see that's why some people are saying
this is a mirror image of what will happen if when we have general election we elect a People's United Party.
Some people are saying that in terms of that group coming to office on March 7th, that by divine intervention, it's a blessing in disguise, so the people can see what they would have in store for them under the bigger scenario, right?
Let's take. Carla, good morning, you're live.
One more thing, Uncle Joe, Alberto, and you're correct, Joe, is imagine this now. What will they do if they farm the government at the day?
Yeah.
They want hired their people. Some people need to think. Our people who are upset and feel like they want to do things, so they can talk outright and plain right now. Think, because the People's United Party there, they get rid of them, so they don't care about the interests of poor people. There were very few. The PUP ready to go thief, They always sing one thing when they say, oh, we do it for 15 years, 10 years, 12 years, we don't know. So, we need to, that's what we turn now. So, how many that phone turn? So, happen to the poor people, so their turn means they're going to go thief. I just say, and I will come up when I think I want a couple of times.
Got you, yeah, man. Yeah, man, yeah.
The thing also, I'll be visible, the People's United Party is dangerous, our loaded gun, and that thief, Joseph Manley.
Yeah.
If that, they don't want to come and help poor people. So we must focus, and I tell them, once in the municipal, you see how much people today are this up. They come out and they want to go vote for the party because they tell them, they PUP are going to go, they PUP want. You know, they want to regular thing. I mean, they want to kill that thing.
Okay,
Got you.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
Of course. All right.
Yeah, you know, Alberto. It was yesterday. Yesterday I had a discussion with a few people, and I say maybe one of the things that I want to change Belize is if we have a disaster, because we were talking about hurricane preparedness and this thing. I tell them, man, make I tell us something. Belize we want change because we don't get a disaster.
Yep.
We don't get the disaster don't occurred. The disaster was the election of the People's United Party
Yeah.
in Belize City.
And then though the victimization of those Belizeans who are working at the council, and then afterwards, when you look at the scenario and the quagmire that those people are in now, because in terms of seeking a redress for the injustice, the first thing that they do, especially for those who cannot afford legal representation, is to turn to your union, right? And when you turn to your union, and then the president of your union is the brother-in-law of the mayor of Belize City, my friend, imagine the pickle that those people are in. So that would be interesting to see how it works out, right? When you hear about activities at that council there, where they are moving in Paul Thompson to be the city administrator, to act right now as the administrator, right? Paul Thompson comes direct out of the Cremandala compound, my friend, right? It is a dangerous thing, but like we continue to say, that election on March 7th, especially in Belize City, is a blessing in disguise, and it came by divine intervention, so that the voters of this country can see what those people have in store for them. And then afterwards, like I said, and you opened by saying that we are moving into the election of our 31 standard bearers countrywide, because this right now, like the good book tells you, there's a time for everything, right? You see them in a rush, jumping over themselves, jumping troops. There's a time for everything. And strategically, we believe now that the political activities commenced, right? And then afterwards, we are moving into the re-registration.
That starts July, right?
Right. It begins, right? The elections at Moncton Department met with last Friday, met with representatives from three of the main political parties. The United Democratic Party, the opposition, and of course, and that little other party, the League Green one, I don't remember what their name, Belize, whatever. But we are moving into that, right? At the same time, when the people of Belize City, especially of Belize City, are seeing what is happening to them in the city, right? So that is an encouragement for them to get out there and do what? Get yourself re-registered. Right?
Well,
get yourself re-registered. Come out. Re-register. All UDP supporters, we are calling on you all.
Register and come vote when election time.
Come out, because you're seeing what these people are capable of. We know they tell you now. I don't matter what tell you what they might do. You are seeing what they're doing. You are seeing the injustice that they can wheel on you. All of you people who feel the effects, because I was made to understand there could be a few. There could be
there more, right? You know. There's more. Alberto, let's take this caller. Caller, good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Hey, Mr. Joe and Mr. Roberto, top of the morning, man.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah,
good
man,
morning.
same here.
Chief, is so sad to talk about Belize, and Chief, whenever you put on the news or hear about lone killing and killing, it's not the government to blame, it's the Belizean, man. Why we not slow down for and it's chopping his part? You know, it's so sad. I look, we take off on cable and all out of my house. Whenever you put on the news, it's lone killing and killing, man. I mean, we have to tighten up, man. We can't blame the government, we have to blame ourselves. First thing they said, a job is so hard to get. But if you don't get up and find something to do, then something will happen to you.
Yeah.
It's so sad. It's so sad. And I mean, we always have a slow down for all and killing you. So I mean, I put.
Yeah, I wish,
yeah.
you know, you can, right?
You can? All right, sorry.
I wish that, you see, come on.
I think,
right?
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Yes, I tell a man, it's so sad in a Belize, man. You can't blame the government or blame the people.
Yeah, man.
It's so sad that as they put on the news, they hear all the killing that happen, man. I mean, we believe that I'm going to slow down from their crime, you know.
All right.
I mean, you can't blame the government. And somebody say, oh, we not got job. Man, if you not go, they go look for a job. Job don't want to come to you. They got some typical Belize that go look for job and pray if you not get.
Yeah.
You know, man, as somebody said, oh, the Prime Minister this, the Prime Minister that. You cannot blame the Prime Minister, you got to blame yourself. convention, man. That's all I want to tell you guys, and have a good morning, man.
You too, man.
You see, yeah. No, well, by that, you see, when you get the police reports, right, they tell you everything, who did, how it did, when it did, with what it did, right? One thing they'll tell you, and what? Why? Why is it happening? Another one of the most important ingredients, because there's that feeling that no innocent people are dying, you know. So you need to know what the cause is, but they never tell you what the cause is. You know why? Because they believe that they can tell you why it is happening, that it might jeopardize the case. Man, make it jeopardize the case, man. But tell me why? So you know. In other words, if you're, like I say, if you're walking, the reason why you get shot is because, like I say,
you're gonna beef with that one,
or you got somebody else's girlfriend. So the boyfriend can shoot you. Then you keep to yourself. You don't got nobody girlfriend because it could cause you problem. You know, but tell me why it's happening, man, right? And but then also too, when that group was campaigning, they were also campaigning in regards to the crime situation in Belize City, among other things, the London Bridge and the poverty and all that, right? You have been there for 63 days already, or 67 days already. We are yet to hear from you all as to what you are doing in regards to assisting with addressing the crime situation in the city where you were elected to lead. Or not said nothing yet. The London bridges, we don't expect that could be a little other of lesser priority. But talk to it. Uno are silent, but then in the campaign, Uno may have so much mouth. Uno had so much mouth. Now we're going on to 70 days now, and we're yet to say a word as to what you all are doing. In terms of addressing the crime situation. In fact, you're contributing to making it even worse when you are firing people.
Alberto, they would have done such a great job.
Yes, man.
That they even
had the solution
in their manifesto said that they have prevent natural disasters.
They
had all the solutions to all the problem. They would have transformed this country, this city.
Silent no.
Prevent natural disasters.
Silent no.
Nothing.
Silent no. You guys are getting what we want, and then one of them thought that he came there to get all this power, right? You not immediately upon being elected, he resigned from the position that he had at Mandala, right? Not even tell nobody nothing, just left because he thought that he would have come into this power and this money. And their people are telling us, even their people within their camp are telling us that he moved out of the house that he was living in and went to rent a $2,000 a month apartment on a $3,000 stipend. Because then when they realize that not so, then they start to jump over himself and start to badmouth this one and the other one, right? Left. And then afterwards we were made to understand there's an allegation, serious allegation in terms of sexual impropriety. But he made the advance, advance against a PUP staff member. So they're keeping it quiet. They're keeping, when he won a Mandala, he left. Speakeasy just walked away, called him for an interview. Wait, set down the phone, pane. You said that you would have been accountable to the Belizean people. Accountable mean also in terms of your private life. You must can't tell the people what's going on there, right? You know, just walk away because he thought he from the 7th to the 8th he just burned into power. Burn into power. Left that I don't need a Mandala job. I go to City Hall.
I was looking.
And when they get there, Bernard slap her in there. If you say hold on, and me that power,
me that the boss say Albert. But you look at if you listen to Micah. When he did his inauguration speech, you know what the man say? I've been waiting on this for years. So the man feel like, well, you know what happened? I reach now. I reach now.
And that's the mayor for money, you know.
Yeah, when they get in at the place now, right? When they get in at the place now, everybody know. I know under the whole city council. When a councillor go in there, he find maybe the conference table or so if you want somewhere for work, right?
Yeah.
All of them want office. All of them want vehicle.
They were misled, man.
All of them want vehicle. All of them want. One of them gone now and they complain. One of them complain to the deputy mayor. Right? But somebody they use the vehicle weekend and weekend, and he want to go take away the vehicle from the man because he want to use the vehicle.
Okay.
The deputy tell her no. Your
that is
job,
not your role.
Yeah, that's not your role.
Your
role
that
is to set policies. You know what you need to do? You need to go find who is that employee's manager and report it and have them.
Yeah.
You want to go take away the vehicle?
Yeah, I mean,
look at. You select Candice vehicle. When I suspend Candice, man, Candice vehicle in my ear all day, all night. All wrong. Van drive the
vehicle. No, Candice vehicle.
Yes, man. The red Ford truck.
No, you mean the vehicle that she was...
Candice, sorry, the city administrator.
Okay, the vehicle that was assigned.
The vehicle that was assigned to her.
You said the council vehicle assigned, okay.
They got that all through the place, they get a higher send house, the blue hand, all of that. If you make them see that, oh, they...
Okay. But what they do is their business. We are not here to tell them how to do it right. They had all like I said, all the solutions to the problem. But let us focus on our situation, right? And in terms of what is coming up with regards to strategizing now to moving into election mode, into the real political situation now. And like we have the impending commencement of the re-registration exercise. It was a situation that the opposition parties, all of them, were clamoring for, right? Then talk about the reason why the UDP they win because the list is corrupt and a whole pile of things, right?
Clean the list.
I want to clean the list.
Yeah.
And we need to do registration. So government, without anything to fear, say, okay, let us revise the list because, quite frankly, the first registration was supposed to have been under them.
Never did happen.
Never did happen. They were the ones who postponed in 2007, right? So that's what you know what. Now they're jumping up all over themselves. No, the re-registration might go wrong and everything might go wrong with the re-registration. The Prime Minister told them, listen to me, this exercise is going to be a costly one, right? He even mentioned a figure up in the area of $20 million, right?
That was the figure
right?
we're talking.
20 million. Me, I tell you, from my point of view, I see the re-registration as an exercise in futility, right? Because the system, the electoral system, is designed to annually clean out yourself, right?
If you are work,
right, you have your 5,000 voters. You must know them. How you want to tell me, my friend, that on your list there are dead people? Then get them off, right? Get them off. There's an annual revision of the voters list in October and November of every year. That is when the list is put forward and you're invited. Like I'm telling you, for the last revision exercise, not even one person was taken off the list, right? But then they came now, oh, the list is corrupt. That's the reason why the UDP win and the UDP this and the UDP. But when it was their candidate, when it was their official chair who told their party that he know how to get the people from Melchor.
Melchor, yeah, right? But someone never got
Colette Montero wants to give them only 25, but you see me party leader, me get 100 because me not forget them from Melchor. We don't hear our people talking like that, right? But that is recorded. I don't know, I tell you, you hear it coming out of his mouth, and then they come for now. The government say, okay, you want re-registration? We don't have nothing to hide. Let us proceed with the re-registration. No, tell you, no, like Prime Minister said, a costly venture. In the region, it could go as much as $20 million in accordance with the estimates from the professionals, from the people at Elections and Boundaries Department, right? Maybe could make the expenditure now. Re-registration is coming, right? Man, then get up with all kind of thing. How the UDP, I'm telling you this, right? Anytime, when time re-registration begins, and we get Julius Espat registered in Roaring Creek, then we know how to take the system, the exercise and the expenditure for one joke.
Yeah.
Right? When we hear saying that the exercise and then afterwards you have Michelle Shebat. When you hear Shebat registered in Cayo North,
he lives in Belize City.
Then you know that you guys have taken the exercise for a fool. You have taken all of us for fools, right? We hear Shebat talk about he want to join in neighborhood watch in Belama. Neighborhood. What does neighborhood mean?
That means you
live there. Yeah. But then if you live at number 5 Maya Street in Belize City, it's like that. If you live at number 5 Maya Street inside, that is where you must join the neighborhood watch.
Crazy,
You're calling on the radio, Mr. Shebat, right? To tell people that you want to know how to join the neighborhood watch in Belama. Some of them Belama, Europa, you live up there in Belize. You want to join there because that is where you live, but then you're dishonestly registered, sir, in San Ignacio. I am saying that after that expenditure of $20 million, Mr. Shebat, if you continue, sir, registering at number 5, that is Buena Vista Street, Benke Road, right up at the Mosquito House, right at Mosquito, right? If you, sir, continue to be registered at Benke Road, number 5, Benke Road, Mosquito House, sir, then we know you have taken that exercise for a fool. You and you also what's the other one name? Julius Espat.
Julius.
If your address, Julius, continues to be,
you know, he lived at Seashore
if
Drive.
your address continues to be
Roaring Creek,
number 7, Roaring Creek. I don't know what 7 means. I know, but number 7, Roaring Creek.
No,
and then afterwards, you
what we call it?
Yeah, man, you have taken. You have taken exercise. You made a fool of the exercise. If you Candice, what's Candice? What? The little one for Port Loyola. Candice Pitts, Dr. Pitts. If you continue to be registered in Lake Independence, then we know, ma'am, that you have also taken. You live at Port Loyola. Right, and all I want to mean.
But she leave Johnny Cake girl from Port.
That's what I'm saying, right? If after the exercise and we see that you guys and I'm telling you, right? As the exercise proceed, we will be keeping tabs of it, and we're exposed, We're exposed, for taking the Belizean people and taxpayers' money for taking all of us for fools.
Because I'm chairman, we need to make Belizeans.
Minister Montero is the area representative for Cayo Central. Minister Montero votes in Cayo North because that is where he lives, right?
That is allowed.
The Honorable Prime Minister runs for Queen Square, right? He votes in Caribbean Shore because that is where he lives, right? Julius Espat, you vote in Cayo South, but you live in Caribbean Shores. Michelle Shebat, you vote in Cayo North. Dishonestly, you dishonestly,
Freetown.
I don't know what you live in Belize City.
Yeah.
You dishonestly vote in Fort Joe in Cayo North, sir. Dishonestly vote there. I am seeing, right? You guys are talking as exercises to clean up the list. We are keep tabs on, right? But and publicize, make the Belizean people know. If we continue to want to insist in perpetuating that fraud. After spending about $20 million, if we insist in perpetuating that fraud, then the Belizean people must know.
But Alberto, like you say, there are mechanism built in the entire system that allows for cleaning. So if you tell me but then you don't intentionally dirty it. Yeah. Because that is what they do. But right? if you're saying to me, you UDP either PUP. So I say well, okay, the time come now October we do the cleaning up,
annual revision.
Yeah, the annual revision, and I tell you, well, here we happen the list need clean up because the people left on the list. Now if I work myself, I want to say, well, myself, that's this for me. This one, that one, and I give the name. Yeah. And I want to tell the committee.
You advise elections and boundaries, yeah. That
you just want to make one lot of nice.
Yes,
you just want to complain
about everything. Right? Ask for it, right? And here it is now. No, the complain now. When you complain about things that might go wrong. But like I said, Elections and Boundaries Department held a meeting last Friday. Last Friday. With officials, 5 representatives from each one of the 3 political parties, they advised that the exercise will begin on July 1st is a Sunday. When is July 1st? Just check. Yeah, right. They are saying that the exercise begins on July 1st, right? Check see July 1st. What day of the week is July 1st? For some reason, I don't know. For some reason, at the back of my mind, I am thinking that July 1st is a Sunday indeed, right? Yeah. So then the exercise will actually, I don't know if it will begin on a Sunday, but that is what they told us, right? And that the exercise will begin on July 1st, 2018, to October 3rd. That will be the thrust of the exercise, because once re-registration start, then registration becomes a continuous process, right? So But they're doing it that way too because, you know, the transfer period also happens in July. Normally, there is increased electoral registration activities in July and between months of July and August every year, especially for the transfer period, right? But they're using it now because they want to utilize the schools for registration centers, right? During the school break, because I think the schools will be out around the 29th of June.
June.
And they're going to be open. And they are going to be open like around the first week of September, right?
Right.
So they want to utilize July and August, all of August. So basically, the school closed to when they open, which is convenient. And they want to open registration centers countrywide. They have provided a draft list of all the registration centers countrywide, and they're thinking about opening up exactly 100 registration, right? Like for example, in Belicity, where I think there are 4 or 5 normal registering office for this purpose, there's going to be 23. There is going to be 23 registration offices in Belicity. Every constituency will have 2, except for Caribbean Shores will have 3, and Port Loyola, Lake Independence will have 4. All the others, in other words, 8 of them will have 2, which is 16, and then afterwards Caribbean Shores will have 3, which is 19, and then there'll be 4 in Lake Eye. So out of 23 offices in Belicity alone, right? Kaya Central normally have 1 office, but now they're going to be moving that operation out to Santa Elena RC School, and then they will be opening 3 stations out there, right? So they promise to expedite and to take advantage of the school period, and they're talking about employing between 300 and 400 temporary. Yes, man. Yeah, but it becomes expensive.
What?
Between 300 or 400 temporary employees, right, to assist in the registration process. Because we're talking about each office will have 4 persons. Like I say, quite a
100 offices.
100 offices countrywide to facilitate the process, right?
That will be a lot of work.
Yes, man. Yeah.
But basically, you had the discussion with the election about this. What kind of will it be the normal regular office hours, or will they be having?
No, well, they're planning on opening the offices on weekdays from 9 in the morning, till 7 at night. And then on Saturdays, they are going to be opening from 9 in the morning till 4. So even
Sunday
on Saturdays,
closed,
I think so. Yeah. So it
can be 6 days a week. From
6 days a week.
From Monday to Friday, from 7.
No, from 9 in the morning till 7 at night.
And on Saturday,
from 9 until 4.
Wow.
9 until 4. Yeah.
A lot of time. A lot of work. That's a very.
And they will be opening. And they will be opening during the lunch hour. Right?
Right true.
Yeah.
Right true.
So it's from 9 to 7, that's about 10 hours, right? Yeah, 9 to 7, 10 hours on weekdays, and then on the weekday from 9 to 4. 9 to 4, that's 7 hours, right? So, like I said, the list, as soon as the list is finalized, the Elections and Boundaries Department will certainly publish it in the month of June.
So you know exactly,
so you know exactly where you go to register, right? It's a big task for the department, but the staff is capable and competent. I don't know if you have met the chief elections officer yet, but you now get one more person who is versed in the electoral laws. You now get one more person who is fair and impartial and not look down political lines.
I know.
Free and fair because we know from whence we came, right? We know from whence we came. Yes, who left from there and went to serve as the Secretary General of the People's United Party, right? I don't think when Mr. Mai leave from there, she will ever come and serve as Secretary General for any political party, right?
Whereby under one of the where it is alleged that people were allowed to register.
Yes, man.
Later, Stan Crick, you had a situation
against your own brother.
Your own brother, right? Yeah, I remember that.
But we came from a situation where they used to give us the voters list on election day, where they give it to the opposition one month in advance, right? And those are things that we came from. You will not get this under the chief elections officer. So while we were not the ones who are clamoring for it, and we are not bad mouthing the system, right? Who don't want it? The United Democratic Party has nothing to hide, right? The people of this country are seeing the benefits of the development that is happening. I listened to the Minister of Education talking about the rolling out of that subsidy to other students,
man,
right? These are the benefits that are coming. So, and we not the United Democratic Party have no fear, not find no excuse, and no afraid for nothing. All we will be doing is encouraging our people. Take example from what these people are doing here in
Go register.
City, right? Or no go register, right? And when time come for vote, only remember all these things. And all of you who are being victimized right now, not only in Belize City, you know, as in other areas of the country, right?
Yes.
All of you who are being victimized right now, understand it so that you can tell your friends that the group there, you don't vote for the group. They so come out on the register. The situation will be simple. They are going to be requesting, in accordance with the Representation of the People Act, for agents, what they call scrutineers, from the various political parties to witness the process as it happens, right? You're not on a mass registration of people. So then, therefore, to facilitate the process, a person can come with a photograph ID signed by a Justice of the Peace. They are going to use that photograph ID, and you claim that Belizean, they're going to use that photograph ID and fill out a form, just like they are applying for a birth certificate. There's all information there: your mother name, your father name, your place of birth, your date of birth, and at the bottom they will have all the official information as to who is filling that out to, and who is verifying it to. So you hear the people in talk about, you don't know who verified. This form is properly set out. So you will know who is verifying the form. So when time you come, right? They don't send you for to apply for a birth certificate. They are going to do that for you if you don't have one, right?
Okay.
But while you are registered, they are register you and everything, and while that verification play on hold back your application until they have confirmed through the Vital Statistics unit that there's a birth certificate lodged for you at that unit.
But that will speed up the whole process.
Speed up the process, right? So they want to come with all kind of thing, right? But the whole number they ask for it, man, right? And it has to happen. It has to happen
because we know.
And then afterwards, they are saying that they understand the need or the requirement or the amount of work that the Vital Statistics people normally have.
Yeah.
So if push comes to shove, they are going to be requesting to have their representative in the office there to verify applications or birth certificate, official documents for people for the electoral process, specifically for the electoral process, right?
They also go into overtime mode too, because man, but
because if they open up till 7 o'clock, and somebody show up there, but then
Saturday.
No, but then you don't have to be physically right there at the spot to be verifying. It's because the acceptance will not be automatic. It will take a few days, right? So the office will close at 5, and you come 7. They will send your documents tomorrow, right? There's no need for instant.
What I'm saying to you, that now, the birth certificate, the verification, so that extra work,
yes,
a lot of work.
Yes.
So they might have
the department is asking, right? The department is asking your ideal document for the purposes of re-registration or for registration, because for the first time, if you're 18 years old, you can register. You will not be re-registering because you will be registering for the first time, right? In other words, what the exercise will do is to repopulate the electoral roll. It can be for people re-registering, and it can also be for those registering, right? So if you are registering or re-registering, the ideal document for you to present is your Belizean passport. Once you present your valid Belizean passport, you don't need anything else, because it has all your personal data and it has your photograph. So you don't need anything else, right? If you bring along a birth certificate, you know birth certificates do not have a photograph. If you bring along a birth certificate, then they're asking you to bring a social security card.
Right? Some such ID.
Right. Because the social security card, anybody can get a social security card, but there's a section that says nationality, right? And then after that, I'm Belizean. So once you got a birth certificate, you have a social security card with show a photograph and that you're a Belizean, then you will be registered. Right? There are 2 forms of nationality certificate. There is the older certificate when they come with a photograph. So if you come to register with one of those, then we ask that you bring a photograph ID signed by a JP, right? And then afterwards, if there are some of them who come with a photograph, so you just bring that along, right? But the ideal piece of document that you can come and ask you no question, your passport, right? So some of you who don't have a passport yet, it's a time for apply for a passport if you don't want, right? Time for apply for a passport, and you get on the passport and a quick thing, bam, 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 and you get back on the list.
Your passport got all the information.
Your passport have all of
everything.
That's right.
Let's pull this call, then we take a break. Carla, good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live.
I would just like to ask if the election and boundaries are accepting the land or birth paper, the land one.
There is, right. That question. Thank you for asking a very important question. Yeah. The chief elections officer informed that there's no legal system in place where those were disregarded. So you bring it along, that will also be accepted. The long birth certificate. Right, the long one, right.
Okay.
But thanks for the question, Carla. Very important, right? So those will be accepted. That is what she said. There was no statutory, no SI pass, no statutory instrument pass to disregard those. So those are still valid. So if you have those, bring it along and it will be accepted. But you bring it along with a signed JP photograph ID. We're asking justices of the peace. We're asking just. In fact, I don't see the relevance, quite frankly, for a justice of the peace to sign a photograph, right? I don't see the relevance, because if you present yourself on a photograph, you're comparing right there. You don't have to not back no JP tell that this is a Joe. If you look on the picture and see Joe, you are not that Joe.
But that's what they want.
That's what they want, right?
That's what
that is what they want. But I like I'm saying, I don't see the relevance of it. But in other words, I can't bring a picture of Joe, present a picture of Joe and say other Joe. I'll do signed by JP. The registering officer by say, but hold on. This is all like you, man. Right? And anytime I want to find that I'm registering officer, right? You will need to expose those justices of the peace. We have confidence in them that they will do the right thing, but the objective is, like people are saying, that to clean up the list. If I show up with a photograph signed by Justice of the Peace of Joe Bradley and I present myself there for registration,
clean it up with the
you understand what I mean?
But
I don't see that happening.
Clean up the lists if you leave the Southern Foreshore and register the Roaring Creek. You know, they clean up the list. So, like you said earlier, we will keep our eyes out.
And anytime we do that too, we are exposed on the right, because then you have taken the people for fools.
You know, the PUP they go on have it, and a lot of people mention this to me, right? You have a number of deportees will come in the country, right? And they come and they live all over. As they come in, they register in a Majestic Alley, in the hotment. As they come in, a number and they write up on the list, and I know some of them, right?
But yeah, okay.
Let me take the call. Carla, good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live.
You can't get me for hold so long, man. You make me credit.
My humble apologies, my dear. You're live.
When does the re-registration end?
It will never end. But what will happen, because once it starts, then it will transform. Very good question, right? It is going to be transferred into a continuous registration. But the surge of it, the first list, the Elections and Boundaries Department tells us that for the purposes of the referendum, which will be announced to be held on the 10th of April 2019, the first list will be coming out 3 months after the process begins, right? Yeah. So they are looking at cutting off in October, and then that new list will be published in November, right?
And that will be the list,
right? And then it will be a continuous.
Because I'll be out of the country when you start. And then I won't be here October.
Anytime when you come back, you can register.
Yeah, it's continuous.
Anytime you can come back, you can register. But if you want to participate in a referendum, I think it's best that you register before October, right?
But I will be out of the country.
Well, alright.
Oh, and then when you win?
I go in before the re-registration next month.
Next month you go in June, and come back in
next year.
Next year. All right. The important thing that make sure you register, so that you can continue voting for the United Democratic Party.
All right then.
Very good. Yeah. So what will happen is that as the process continues, right? Because you know when we continue re-registration, what they do is every month they give you a supplementary list, right? So that you could know for the persons who register between the 10th of that month to the 10th of the next month, right? But for this purpose, they'll give you a list, but it is not supplementing anything. So they can't get a supplementary list because there will be no list there.
Yeah, they decide the actual list.
Right.
What will be coming out there?
Right, that day.
Is it those persons now who are going on the voters list.
Under normal circumstances, they have the voter list, so then you also supplement that, right? But now, when this new one come out, this will disappear. So this will supplement that. So they call it, they call it that, they say that they are going to give you a registration information, a list of the people who have registered during that period, right? They are hoping that they could give it every month, right? So to keep track, because then after the 3-month period cutting off in October, that is going to go to a revision court. So when time we come up now and say Julius Espat is registered in Warren Creek, then we say hold on man. Only take the thing for joke, right? You're clogging the system. When you say Shebat seeking to get back in Cayo North.
Yeah.
Right? Then I say hold on man. Only taking taxpayers for fools. We are footing the bill. And the one me want the list clean. You don't part, you pick up on the garbage. You don't throw back the garbage in Cayo North. You don't throw back the garbage
clean
again,
it up.
right?
Yeah.
You don't throw back the garbage again in Cayo South, and lead by example.
So
right?
so Chairman, we need to tell family members that they need to go and re-register.
We're asking you all, and the list, the stations, the registration centers countrywide should supposed to be published, because they're asking us to. And you see this, you see the fairness of the chief elections officer and the staff. They invite the political parties and tell you, say, that one draft copy of the proposed areas that we want to use as registration centers. Or take it back to the political party, because the politicians are the best person who knows what happened in their constituency.
Right.
So tell us if this is convenient for you. If it is not convenient for you, we are going to seek as much as possible to accommodate you, because the intention is to accommodate the voter, so that the voter, so that you can maximize the turnout of persons who want to come on board to re-register. And when you look and when you see at what is happening especially in Belize City, that is enough motivation for the supporters of the United Democratic Party to come out in large numbers and get themselves registered one time. The referendum situation, that's another matter, right? Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't see it going along political lines. That is what the opposition would want to see it go to, right? That's what they want. So they could go and say, oh, say UDP win a PUP. This is a national issue. It is like the Prime Minister is saying, right?
And it should be kept that way.
Right. And the government's responsibility is to educate the voters, right? Educate the voters, show the pros and the cons of the situation, and then you go there and you vote your conscience, right? You vote your conscience. So, and unfortunately, I am seeing that it is not going towards that political thing. The leader of the opposition has come forward and said that he's going to support a yes vote. He is going to personally vote yes in terms of taking the matter to the ICJ. And there are other people also who are in the government side who are saying that yes is the way to go. But like the Prime Minister has indicated, government is committed to providing all the information to the voter, and you go there and you vote, right? At the end of the day, you make sure however you vote, that you can live with it on your conscience.
Yeah, and I like that government is saying that they will provide all information.
Right.
It is the responsibility of Belizeans to get out there and gather all the information, so that when they get there vote on referendum day, wherever they or however they are going to vote, that they are voting based on information.
Right. Not like the Guatemalan was saying they vote yes because he want to acquire Brazil, so that they could acquire some other football. Right? You understand? I didn't even know. I was made to understand, and I want to thank the Honorable Frank Mena for sharing with us yesterday the information about how the situation with Venezuela and Guyana. How the Secretary General of the UN Secretary General has agreed to take the matter to the ICJ. Right? In other words, they don't give the people from Guyana a chance to vote, or Guyana nor Venezuela a chance to vote at the referendum. The UN official is saying we can take this to the ICJ, right? And interestingly, we note that Guyana supports going to the ICJ, right? Interesting, although while they're the ones whose territory is being claimed, because you know the Essequibo territory out there is oil rich, right? It's oil rich. So that's what Venezuela have unlimited reserves of of petroleum out there. But that is what it's all about. But like I said, Guyana is saying, yes, man, let's take this matter to the ICJ. Venezuela is a bit hesitant, right? But then you check out Guatemala, don't say, yes, let's go to the ICJ, and so that will be interesting. The outcome of that matter before the ICJ will be interesting for the Belizean scenario. So I think that we'll be keeping a close eye on that matter. But on a final note, in terms of the re-registration exercise, the law provides that in the event where there is an incapacitated potential applicant for registration, the department is legally required to go and visit that person's house and register that person's location.
Okay.
So in other words, I know, like, for example, if you're voting, you have to come to the polling station. And okay, bring you by wheelchair, bring you by bed if it needs be to come vote, right? You have to come. They will not go to your house to get your ballot. But in terms of registration now, the law provides that where there are people who need that kind of assistance, then the department is going to go there at the request of the political parties, of course. I will be going to go there. Of course, they will make a determination, because not everybody, if your foot sprained, they expect they go in there, right? You wait till you heal up and come. But under those circumstances, and the department will approve, I will make a determination under the law if they're supposed to be moving there to register those persons. And when that happens, they're informing us that they will invite scrutineers from the political parties to come along too, right? So it will be just like if they're moving into a registering office. When you come along and consider the process, right?
I want to see what happened.
Right. So just want to advise you, if in case you can't move to your house, then the law provides for the department to visit your location and register.
Because you have a lot of people, you have a lot
and then
of
so
people
it's good to because
they really got they still the talk, they got the mental faculties. But basically, they're disabled.
And that's good too, because you will be registered at that address. You can't get no fake address unless they move you. Unless Julius move you from CCO Drive and carry you and for government and register you there. But I wouldn't put that against them. I don't put that I won't put that past them either.
So that's one of the things.
Yeah, that is a legal requirement. The law requires for them to do that, But
so the whole time, like you said, the long birth certificate.
The chief elections officer informed, right? And I'm sure that, well, I'm not sure, but I think that they might come and do their media rounds to educate, because they are normally good at that. They are normally good at that, but they'll just preempt this thing because they are the professionals,
you
right?
were part of the meeting.
Yeah, but they are the professionals. They are the professionals, right? And they do this thing. This is their work. So I believe that
sorry, that's your job. Well, as the chairman of the party, because you do the political work.
I have to take care of my party.
Right. Our job as part of the UDP media, that we ensure that
we understand what happened, so we can do our political work.
If we come out, our political work, that we bring out the people can register.
Right, but like I said, the chief elections officer and the staff that are professionals in this field, they do this thing every day, right?
Yeah.
And they have the wealth of information. They have all the information. So I'm hoping that they will do, and I'm almost sure that they will. That because they normally do this, right? That they come out and do the media rounds. But I think what they are waiting for is a subsequent meeting with the political parties to fine tune. So what I'm giving you right now, basically the raw material, right? But in terms of, like I said, there are some legal requirements that has to be fulfilled, like in terms of visiting the incapacitated. What is law? So they can't tell that they don't do that. The law requires for them to do that, so it can't change, right? But other little procedures and so as they go along, like I said, and with input from the political parties, because the other one don't even scared, right? The other one don't call all kind of foolishness, right? The other one they talk about, they hope that government give them money for registering people too. Yeah, man, they hope that government, that's what they're saying, right? That we are hoping to, that they share the government funds to assist us in. No, man. They don't call for it.
Which
right?
government?
Yeah, that's what they're already saying, right? we hope that this funds is equitably distributed so that they could assist them. No, they want to call for it,
but
right?
the $20 million or the amount of money
for
to
official
be
use, official use only. But I don't know. They're coming with all kind of stupidness. Seeking to derail the process, right? But the bottom line is that government is not committed to proceed with the re-registration of electors in this country, and the department is able, qualified, and professional enough to do it. We have a call there.
This call and then we'll take a break because
yeah.
it's 25 minutes. It's 25 minutes after it. Carla, good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Chairman.
Uh-huh.
Good morning.
Joe, I had to call in to sympathize with them people who believe City Council fired. Joe, Chairman, the people that believe who went and put that X at March 7th, man, I know they're disappointed in their heart because this man went on a platform, on a campaign where all for the people, on open on our eyes, Belizean people in the city, because they are the one who vote. We have districts, we have different districts, but we are talking about the city who went and put the X. That man rallied all for the people, brother. And you say what a man do? I feel for them people. I feel for them because the people must have got loan. The people must have got money where they borrow for their house, their vehicles. So where the people, I don't know, that man went on a campaign all for the people. Believe them. Or the make up on a mind when I do this government, that the government for the people, not they make that call they use all they all for the people. I'm telling you, man, I really feel for them people. That mayor is crazy. That mayor don't know what he's doing. That man I run this country zigzag. Crime they happen here in this country, and that man still let go people out of their job. That man really needs to put their head together and run the city like how a mayor should. He should run the city like how a mayor should. But you know, they run the city. It ain't what 2 months now, Joe, or 3 months? Please correct me if I'm wrong or right. You understand?
Yeah.
That man then needs to
Today, the man is there for 63 days already, to be exact, yeah.
You understand? I hope the UDPs who stayed home March 7 come out 2020 are put on a mind together. It's going to go on a kids, you know, on a house. We don't have no interest there because somebody will like say, well, me not care about what happened. Me not worry about what, no politics. Well, me not worry. Man, this stuff with future. The one that will stay home and never come out and will say, oh, not worry. Oh, UDP got this. Oh, on a
yep.
What happened? On a see what happened. Man, every vote counts. And the one else, we are missed, we are gone wrong just now. We are never said, when your parents tell you go and register, brother. That's our future, you know. Because the PUP done the show with the drip are there.
The cut of the jib. Remember that say you see the cut of the jib.
Yeah, Captain Sanchez called a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Okay, so we really need to take it into consideration. And people are like they say, oh, this government is a bad government. Oh, this government is not bad. Everything this government do for this country is in black and white and it's there to see it. If you go back to history, what did PUP do for this country? What they do?
Thief way.
But everything the best way I preach, they're right there to see.
PUP thief.
Yeah, boy, I am happy to have heard also the Prime Minister, the leader of our party, informing us that the infrastructural development, the Ministry of Works projects will continue.
Yeah, we just
continue uninterrupted.
Road,
yeah, we can get to that right now. After the break, we can get to that right now.
The 8 miles road.
Yeah, man. Before I left off. You know the PUP there.
But Kelly, we know they have to talk about the PUP. You know, the people. They feel the effects of that party, right? Yeah, man, there's so much positive things that we can talk about that this government is doing, man.
But what I need to put across, they run down that civic center day after day after day after day. Each time they get a chance, they blast it. What's the great victory of that civic center now?
They sought to mislead the Belizean people. The Belizean people are now seeing the fruits of the vision of the leader of our country who made that commitment to the people several years ago. You remember the Mexicans were the ones who were saying, oh, we have given a design and we have fund on the civic center for all kind of thing, and that's what happened. There was a change in president in Mexico and they back quite up, and what did the Prime Minister said?
I will find the money.
To hell with Mexico.
I will
find the money and I'm going to build you a state-of-the-art, world-class basketball facility in the city.
And we are there and we have it now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, you know the next thing that I want to Belize get into? And we need to build something like we're all, although we're building all these stadiums, all are great stadiums, we need a swimming facility now.
Why?
What swimming facility? You understand?
Yeah.
This country is surrounded by waters.
Yeah.
So we need to bring a swimming facility. We got everything. We got softball, we got volleyball, we got football. You understand? We got cricket. But we need to get into the swimming.
All right.
You understand? Because some of these kids might not create in their other sports, but that swimming, they might go hang on to. So I don't want the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Youth and Sports think about what swimming for.
He gone, boy.
Oh my.
He gone. Anyway,
all right.
It's
yeah, look at the break.
Our numbers are 2025-360, 2025-361. Alberto Agash, Joe Bradley will be right back after the short commercial break.
To John Briseño and Jaime Briseño of number 2 Dunn Street, Orange Walk Town. 5.84 acres of land situated along the west side of the Progreso Lagoon, Progreso Agricultural Layout, Corozal District. For the sum of $240, 2,914.60 acres in Tiger Creek, Orange Walk, 3,000 acres, 0.961 hectares to Jaime Briseño and John Briseño, 827.848 square yards to John Briseño, 5.4 acres to John Briseño and Jaime Briseño, 20 acres in Progreso to John Briseño, to John Briseño again, 6 acres in Progreso. The all of Progreso you going with? Corruption. The 20 acres freehold to John Briseño, Big Pond on the New River, to Eligio Briseño, Eudaldo Briseño, and Graciano Briseño, 525 acres of land, 98.8 acres, Eligio Briseño, Graciano Briseño, and Eudaldo Briseño.
Corruption pon them plates, corruption pon them face, corruption in the place, we not tolerate. Why?
Attention all students. The Social Security Board is now accepting online applications for 4 types of scholarships: high school, vocational technical, sixth form, and bachelor's level. This year, the scholarship application process has been enhanced. It has been automated. Applicants are to submit their scholarship application with the required documents online via our website www.socialsecurity.org.bz. For more information about Social Security Board's scholarship program, contact us via telephone 822-2163, email info@socialsecurity.org.bz, Facebook SSB Belize, or a branch office nearest to you. Deadline for submission is Thursday, May 31st, 2018. Apply online today for a Social Security Board scholarship.
We know that in today's busy business environment, you need banking to be fast, flexible, and convenient. With Belize Bank's free online banking, you can process employee payroll, make Social Security contributions, make GST payments, process customs duty payments, view account information, pay bills, and more. Sign up for Belize Bank Online today and spend more time focusing on what matters most, the success of your business. Belize Bank Online. Easy, convenient, secure.
In a traffic roundabout, some common mistakes when turning halfway around is changing lanes in the traffic roundabout. When you enter from the left or inside lanes, do not change lanes in the traffic roundabout and exit on the right or outside lane. This may result in cutting vehicles off or even causing a collision. The correct approach is to enter from the left or inside lane. Signal left, yield to pedestrians and traffic in the circle, and proceed when safe. Exit by signaling right while staying in the inside or left lane. You may also enter from the right or outside lane. Signal left, yield to pedestrians and traffic, and enter when safe. Exit by signaling right and staying in the right or outside lane.
This message was brought to you by the Road Safety Initiative.
Belizeans,
be prepared.
Make sure you have an emergency family plan to weather a storm or to evacuate if you live in a weak structure or low-lying area susceptible to flooding or storm surge. Know which shelter you would go and how exactly you would get there.
Be responsible.
Secure your home and assets, battening down roofs, boarding up doors and windows, and trimming overgrown trees. Where branches are near power lines, seek assistance from the experts at Belize Electricity Limited.
Be informed.
Monitor and adhere only to official updates and advisories from NEMO and the Belize Met Service.
Be wise.
Do not be led by rumors from unauthorized sources on social media or elsewhere.
Be organized.
If you and your family must evacuate to a shelter, pack enough food and water to last a minimum of 3 days.
Be considerate.
Do not carry excessive luggage or items to a shelter that could occupy unnecessary space or inconvenience others.
Be decisive.
If you are officially advised to evacuate, do so without delay, understanding that it is difficult or impossible for NEMO officials to rescue you or your family in the midst of a storm.
Remember, your safety and security is your first responsibility. Look out for yourself and your family, and keep an eye out for your neighbors and community.
A message from the National Emergency Management Organization.
They say money makes the mail run. So when you need it to run at lightning speed, go with the Pro EMS. Express Mail Service is the worldwide post office brand of its speed mail. Your item is received at one of our counters and quickly and reliably flown to its overseas destination within 2 to 3 days. EMS is available in Belize 7 days per week. Rest assured that you're in good hands because tracking, signature, and delivery confirmation can be monitored on the internet. The best part is EMS is at least 40% cheaper than anyone else. So why pay more when the best, the Belize Postal Services EMS, is available for far less? EMS, for speed, economy, and service you need when you need it.
Blackout?
Oh, but outside light up.
Wait, did you pay our light bill?
Today was really hectic. I didn't have time to go all the way over there.
Over there where? You only needed 2 seconds to type pay BEL $48 and send that text to bank at 2265.
Oh really?
Boy, you forget we are now connected to Heritage Bill Pay Service. We can now text to bank at 2265 from anywhere, anytime to pay our bills. And Heritage Bank does not charge for this service.
Convenient and free? Let me text bank to pay this bill because tomorrow might still be hectic.
Remember to add on more for reconnection fee. And next time, just use Heritage Bill Pay to avoid this problem. In fact, text 2265 again and pay for phone and water one time.
Just text 2265 and pay your bills on time with Heritage Free Bill Pay Service. Heritage Bank, the bank that gives you more.
From the company who brought you Buendia freeze-dried coffee, Grace 100% pure Colombian coffee is made in Colombia. considered among the finest coffee regions around the world. Naturally freeze-dried, Grey's 100% pure Colombian coffee is exposed to less heat than other coffee brands to preserve the flavor and aroma to make the perfectly convenient cup of coffee you deserve. Have a buenos dias with Grace.
Recipes, go to gracerecipes.com. It's time for Grace. Grace, bringing good taste to life.
When we started to build our house, we knew that we would have to enjoy living in it for the rest of our lives.
At Benny's, we found a large selection of exactly what we wanted.
Today our house is finished. The windows, doors, and door locks combine strength and quality to give our home a good feeling of security.
We're completely pleased with our kitchen, which features state-of-the-art Delta faucets and reliable GE appliances.
Our bath fixtures and accessories blends perfectly with the tiles that we picked.
We use warm paint colors that give a cozy effect, complementing our lights and fans.
From the grand entrance onto our beautifully tiled floors.
We are comfortable in our home, truly content with the knowledge that we did well. Shopping at Benny's.
Benny's and you, together we can make your dream house come true.
The Office of the Music Ambassador presents the 3rd Annual Music Week 2018 live at the Belize City Center. 3 days, 3 mega concerts. Thursday, May 17th, live on the Digicel Mega Stage. 20 of Belize's favorite Paranda, Brockdown, Mestizo, and Punta Rock artists on one stage, including Seawills, Coconut Boy, Ernestine Carballo, The X-Men, Asiatic, Super G, and more. Friday, May 18th, the Belikin Mega Stage features 20 of Belize's favorite reggae and dancehall superstars like Denise Castillo, Stig, Deja, Papa John, T.Y., and more. Then, on Saturday, May 19th, we close out the Belikin Mega Stage with a bang. 20 of your favorite R&B and hip-hop artists such as Grammy-nominated International Multi-Platinum Artist, Designer, Platinum artist King Kosa, Big Bang, Breezy, Marilyn Vanson, and more. Plus, we got 20 of the biggest DJs and sound system. Evolution Sounds, DJ Odyssey, Cloud9, Jago, Mishka, the DJ champion DJ Cod, and celebrity DJ from New York Hot 97, Megan Wright, hosted by yours truly DJ Dollar and Miss Belize Rebecca Rod. So mark the date, Thursday, May 17th to Saturday, May 19th at the Belize City Center, the Office of the Music Ambassador, Music Week 2018. For pre-sold tickets, call 227-2110 or 615-9054. Sponsored by Niche, Ika, Belikin Beer, Digicel, Quickstar, Wave Radio and TV, Creme, Love FM, and More FM.
The Public Utilities Commission informs the general public that the PUC provides the service of licensing wiremen. Licensed wiremen are required to inspect, construct, repair, alter, or do any work whatsoever to any part of any electrical installation connected or intended to be connected to the public electricity system. The requirements to become a licensed wireman are to sit and pass a wireman exam managed by the PUC, a fee of $20 for sitting the wireman exam, a valid police record, a copy of diploma or any additional certification, 2 ID size pictures, 2 references from licensed wiremen, a fee of $10 for application for the license after passing the exam. Exams are conducted at the PUC office on 41 Gabriel Lane on Wednesdays and Fridays. Exam results are given within 1 week after taking the exam. Persons failing the exam cannot retake it until after 1 year has passed since their last sitting of the exam. For a list of licensed wiremen, please visit our website at www.puc.bz. For more information, please feel free to visit our offices at 41 Gabriel Lane, Belize City, call us at 223-4930, or email us at info@puc.bz.
Bandit Sports presents the finals, Game 2, featuring Belmopan Bandits versus Verdis FC.
It all takes place on Saturday, May 12, 2018, beginning at 8 p.m. inside the Isidoro Beaton Stadium.
General admission is $25. Students with ID $20. Kids under 12 years enters free accompanied by an adult. Food and drinks will be on sale.
Don't miss it. It's the finals, Game 2 with the Belmopan Bandits versus Verdis FC, Saturday, May 12, beginning at 8 p.m.
Pelican, the beer of Belize, the best tasting beer in Belize.
Lighthouse, follow the light. Lighthouse, follow the light.
Welcome back to Wednesday's edition of First Thing the Morning, live from Studio 2 Wave 105.9 and 99.9, your entertainment and information center in Belize. Alberto August, Joe Bradley, we're sitting in Studio 2. We're operating from the foothills of Abel China Bridge right here in Belize City on a Wednesday. It's the 9th day of May 2018. This weekend is Mother's Day.
Oh yes, yeah. I think Minister Montero is having his Mother's Day function on Friday in Kaya Central. Normally a big event, and I know several other area representatives are likewise honoring mothers on this special occasion, you know. So
this weekend is Mother's Day.
This weekend, boy, yeah, you cherish your mother.
Yeah, for those of us who still have a mother living, you know, those of us.
We did have the last segment by talking about the infrastructural development, and you mentioned about governments moving into paving the Caracol Road.
Yeah, the Caracol Road.
Also the indication of the Yaput Link Road.
Yeah, from by Gentrax.
Well,
Mile 8.
Yeah.
There's also work as it relates to climate resilience, where in Belize City they mentioned 2 streets and the canals, the installation of gates.
Where?
On the canals.
Okay.
And then there's another work somewhere.
Okay,
but,
yeah.
I know there are 3 projects. The contract was signed for that. The contract was, I think, Cisco.
For what? For
the Caracol Road.
Oh, okay. And,
yeah.
The reason why I meant
the
construction engineer, right? Okay, the reason why I brought it up is because it is an $80 million investment in improving that roadway to Caracol. But I was speaking with one of the engineers a few days ago, and a fellow from Becca International, who are the design who will be designing the project, and he was telling me that they will begin with that horseshoe, which is off the H going up to Caracol. It is an $80 million project, right? And you know, I listened to the PUP yesterday, right? And they were asking, why this project? What kind of economic investment it brings to the country? Boy, and I sat back and I said, man, when are they going to understand the tourism potential, right?
Caracol.
Right, for that. Not only tourism potential, there are thousands of Belizean farmers in that area, right? San Antonio, El Progreso, they call 7 miles, Upper and Lower Barton Creek, where part you have the Mernites, they are cultivating, going right round to San Antonio and Cristo Rey, farming communities. All those people will be benefiting, not for mentioning the tourism potential. Right? So I asked myself, right, Man, what happened to the opposition, man? Right? Why do they continue to disregard the people of this country, man? Those people from San Antonio, Mr. PUP, they also travel to other parts of this country. For them to get on the pavement, sir, they have to come through that dirt road, that rough road. You understand what I mean? Man, we need to open up this thing for the people of San Antonio. They likewise deserve to be traveling on good roadways, man. And I listen to these people, but then you know what? These are the same people, Joe. I have a one-way conversation.
Go ahead. No. I'm listening to you. I just say I'm writing the note where they tell me, you know why I'm losing the point. But
I feel okay. All right.
No, man,
right?
my humble apologies.
No. These are the same people. These are the same people, right? Who are asking what kind of economic development $80 million is going to bring, and then you ask yourself, man, one of the same people who are telling this country that you are prepared to give Michael Ashcroft $90 million without nothing in return for it. In other words, no 80. Tap on our next 10 more and give that to Michael Ashcroft for nothing in return. Man, no got no shame, man. Huh? Imagine, how can you guys be uttering this kind of simpleness? You have no regards for all those farmers out there, for the people of San Antonio. When the people of San Antonio want to go to Belize City, although Minister Montero have up to San Antonio fixed up properly, right? But when they want to come to Belize City, they have to travel on the Mountain Pine Ridge Road to get on to George Pike, which is rough, man. Huh?
But you
man, these people deserve it, but you don't know what, you know, they ask what kind of economic benefit that is going to bring to the nation, but yet no ask what kind of economic benefit $90 million is going to bring to Michael Ashcroft.
You're asking why?
It's going to bring to this country. Huh?
You know why? Because according to the people of the People's United Party, the people of Belize deserves nothing.
Yes, man. Yeah, man.
And you know
I wonder what makes you guys tick. And how can you utter this kind of thing? The other thing, right? You can call it?
Yeah, make we take the call. Carlo, good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live. Hello. Hello, Carlo. You're live.
I don't know if it's there for what, but when they pull the shit in the move, like
so, you know, it is like for they say same fella when they were building the hydroelectric plant in San Ignacio, right? And you have all these little Nepalese on Saturdays, they flood San Ignacio, hundreds of them, right? They call it the paycheck, they stack up like that and one go inside and change all for them, right? And when I met the same fella and I said, talk to your father, he was the prime minister of this country. Ask your father why is he doing this to the people of at least San Ignacio and Santa Elena. They could have these jobs, you know. He'll come and tell me, Mr. Agas, why you worry about that for? That not nothing to do with you. And I see my people don't have jobs, and these people are out there like ants. Then come out on Saturday from back here, right? From back at the Moyehon, the Chalio hydro project, like sun they come out. You know, and I said, man, you have the people of San Ignacio and Santa Elena who want employment, but yet they bring the people. Soli Cooley, man.
From Nepal.
All the way from Nepal, my friend, right? They can't even talk the English good,
you know,
right?
A whole lot
and afterwards, you ask them and say, why you the word about I'm not worried about I'm saying, no, that is not all right.
You know that operation, they caused a lot of things. They had a lot of legal ramifications, you know. In fact, we the BL or one of them had to repatriate all those persons because one of the big concerns was that these people were brought here and they take away their passport.
Yes, man. They only take away their passport, they take away their paycheck. Yeah. When they come there, come collect only $100 they collect. That will buy their soap and anything for the next week or whatever it is, right? And then the rest they repatriate their funds to Nepal.
We got to
while our people were there without employment, man.
Yeah. Carlo, good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live. Hello.
You make the hold too long.
You're live. Go ahead.
Sometimes ago, last year, the PM made it clear that then we got the coastal road targeted to the send contract with some company for do feasibility study. So that's what the common stream, but we're not hearing nothing. You could share this so like how far away with the coastal road.
On the coastal road,
I think I think the design is almost completed. If I'm not mistaken, completed. But that project will become a reality. That will become a reality indeed, yes.
Yeah, because we need to make the South know that, hey.
Yeah.
This they come.
Yeah.
So that they're not only Caracol.
You want quicker access to Belize City?
Yes, man.
36 miles?
Yeah.
That's 36.
That distance by 30 miles, you know?
Yeah.
30 or 36,
but from Melinda to
Melinda to Democracia, they're only
39.
Yeah, Melinda to Democracia.
Yeah, 39 miles.
Yeah.
39 miles. And then you have from 8 miles to Belompanda, what, the 42 miles. They got 15 to Danguiga, yeah? Right, yeah. So yeah, Cotonou have tremendously, man. Then you get way up here on mile 31, right?
Yes, man.
Yeah.
I used to
so you be 8, 39 and 31 to Belize City. 8 and 9 are what?
60, 70. 78, 71.
78 miles, and right now the 50 and 52, 102 miles. So you cut there by 28 miles, yeah. Yeah, man, good, yeah.
Okay, Carla, thanks.
All right.
Carla, good morning.
Yeah, that is an important project.
No, Carla, kindly lower your radio or your TV set for us. We are getting a terrible feedback. Hello? No, he's gone.
Yeah, that project, I'm glad that the caller brought that up, right? Because yes, you see they're seeing other things happening countrywide, right? And yes, that Caracol Road is an important artery into Danguiga, where you cut down Danguiga, the distance to Belize City and to the airport a lot. Then they also mentioned, right, why government want build the link road, the airport link road between 8 miles and the Philip Goulston Highway, right? What economic benefit they bring to the boy? And I am saying, man, the same when I talk about the congestion in Belize City.
Yeah.
When you open up that road, my friend, it is going to create land opportunities for people to come out and to settle in those areas. $30 million, Henry Charles. Then $30 million, Mr. Charles. What's your name, Mr.
Usher. Musa. Oh no, the Usher.
Okay, $30 million. Henry Charles Usher invested on the airport link road is going to open land for more Belizean people, sir. $30 million, Mr. Usher, is 1/3 of the amount of money you want to give to Michael Ashcroft for free, for nothing.
That's true. That's true.
If you take the $30 million, Mr. Man, you must understand basic mathematics. 30, 60, 90. If you take that $90 million that you are prepared to give to Michael Ashcroft, in fact, that you are campaigning to be given to Michael Ashcroft for nothing, if you take that, Mr. Usher, you can open three of those airport link roads and open land for the Belizean people. You see, you could open one, Mr. Usher, you could open one cross 8 miles to the airport, sir, and you could open this one coming back into Belize City midway. And you go and cross way another 4 miles if you want, sir. And you open all those land for the Belizean people, and that is going to be of benefit, as opposed, Mr. Usher, to the 3 times that amount. So you open one cross, you get me? Open one cross from 8 miles to airport, then you got that's like 3 miles, right? Then 1.5 miles, you open one next one coming to Belize City, sir. Whether you have 4 miles, right after pass the bottom, you open the next one. Go somewhere on the Philip Goulston Highway. And you open the land of the Belizean people. You see, that one cost you $90 million. And now it is going to extend the greater Belize City into other areas. You have land available there for the Belizean people. What do you want to give Michael Ashcroft?
And access.
You are voting. In fact, you are encouraging your people to vote immediately to give Michael Ashcroft $90 million for supposed health facility within our Banid.
But you see, as you're bringing Michael Ashcroft, this, as you mentioned Michael Ashcroft name, right? And we're saying that the PUP want Belizeans give Michael Ashcroft $90 million for a hospital. Where we have never gotten services from, and we will never get if we don't got money for pay. But also you see, and like when we started the discussion earlier, we said that you see this PUP victory in Belize City is a blessing in disguise.
Those are the exact words from Captain Sanchez.
This is to show us how the PUP want to behave if they get in. Now, let me say something to you. We are talking about the PUP one. We pay Michael Ashcroft $90 million. When if the PUP were to get back into power, BTL will go back to Michael Ashcroft.
The $90 million is going to back.
Going back to and you know what happened? There will be thousands of Belizeans out of job. Because let me say something to you.
That's why you see Michael Ashcroft is pushing Valerie Woods. You're here, right?
In Albert
constituency.
Yeah.
In fact, Godfrey Smith. Godfrey Smith is coming back into the country in the next few days, you know, to begin the process to get
she'll be in Albert. She will contest. I don't know if you can
Paul Thompson, the acting city administrator right now. They want to come out Ibrahim Camp, the Cordell boy.
So yeah, man. So now you know where they go on, because you had it's a Cordell thing now, you know, the Cordell and one Johnny thing, because
so Valerie and Challenge Thompson. Yeah, both of them want to lose because none of them not beat the honorable Tracy take up.
Well, that
none of them not beat the waste of the time, but bring her. And worse in terms of the Michael Ashcroft situation. People of this nation despise only by the afraid for Michael Ashcroft.
Let me say something to you, man.
Afraid for Michael Ashcroft.
You say the same BTL going back to Michael Ashcroft and the PUP government. You know what that mean? A lot of people are losing their job, you know.
When you it means that this country, apart from that too, it means that this country is going to be losing tremendous amount of foreign exchange.
Yes, but let me say something.
All of that will be going to wherever Michael Ashcroft sends
one of the best decisions. I listen to the PUP in meetings when Mr. Barrow talk about we want guarantee loan for BTL and this and that, and with the overpay. You know how much people since Mr. Barrow took over, since we nationalized BTL, you know how many jobs have been created within call centers?
Yep.
You know how many jobs?
Because of the protocol, because of the
voice over internet protocol.
Right, yeah.
Under Michael Ashcroft, under the agreement, that was banned.
Yep.
You see right now,
commodity.
Right, you see right now, everybody, you go all about. I mean, I want to show the other night that Bliss, and everybody got a phone.
Yeah.
Then they we'll call them boy. WhatsApp. Well, you got WhatsApp, you got Facebook, you got all of that, and Michael Ashcroft will not be allowed. You know, if Michael Ashcroft was still in command of still own the BTL, if Mr. Barrow never take that over, you know we may have still got them big phone.
Yep.
We may have still got them big phone. You know me I got fancy phone like this because we know me I got
that facility have been non-existent.
Exactly. But as we talk about, I'm just talk about BTL, right, and Ashcroft. Last night you may check the news. I saw something as it relates to BWS and the PUC and the chairman of the Public Service Utility, Mr. Avery said that he was dissatisfied with the operation of BWS.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. I saw a piece right, and I was taken aback by it, but I have to restrict my comment, right? Because
that matter is before
the matter is before the court, right? But I am depending on the intelligence of the Belizean people, right? I saw the comment. You must remember John Avery was a former employee of the Water Services Limited, right? Like I said, I don't comment much because the matter is before the court. But I am depending on the intelligence of the Belizean people. The Belize Water Services Limited is the only utility, despite the fact that we have had increase in electricity and increase in fuel. The Belize Water Services Limited is the only public utility that has advised the Public Utilities Commission that they want no increase in water rates. Right? So how is it that you are going to say that a company is not performing well and then afterwards it's making so much money that you want to reduce their rates? It makes absolutely no sense. The matter is before the court, and I am hoping that when the matter is resolved by the court, that Mr. Avery comes forward and apologize to the management of that company I have been with that company for several years, and I'm telling you, I've worked in many places, and I've never seen a more efficient management than that one sitting there at BWS. The BWS, unlike the other utility companies, falls under the Ministry of Finance. In fact, the government of Belize is 83% owner of BWS. The government of Belize is the majority shareholder in BWS. It falls under the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Public Utilities, right? You know who is the Minister of Finance of this country?
The Prime Minister.
And you know if anything go wrong, you know who will take action immediately?
The Prime Minister will.
The Board of Directors of BWS have continuously been serving there for 8 years. Anytime anything go wrong, the first man will come and tell you who.
The Prime Minister.
Okay, now put up with foolishness.
Because the government is 83%.
Government is a majority shareholder along with Social Security own next 10%.
The Prime Minister has a responsibility
Social Security own next 10%, and then the other 7% is made up of other small shareholders, right? But the Prime Minister of this country, as the Minister of Finance, is ultimately responsible for what happens at BWS. And I'm telling you something. If things were going wrong at BWS, you know me, I take John Avery for that. The Prime Minister would have taken action immediately, like he always does. So, I know something else.
Matter
before the
One
court,
other thing
I'm hoping that when the court case is finished, that Mr. Avery comes forward and apologize, not to the board of directors, because we are dispensable. Well, all of us are dispensable, but to apologize to that hard-working team that heads the Belize Water Services Limited. Because when you look around and you travel the streets of this country, you are going to see that the public utility that is most out there is which one?
BWS?
The Belize Water Services Limited. The Belize Water Services has never ever yet invested so much money in improving the water situation in this country. We have a little problem right now in San Pedro as it relates to consolidated water services, right? The Prime Minister, as the leader of this nation, is addressing that matter. And we are hoping that he gets it resolved.
You know, name in consolidated.
He was replaced by somebody else, right?
Okay.
But I am telling you, right? That is an area there's a hiccup right now in terms of San Pedro. We are relying on the leader because it requires a political decision, right? And we are relying on the Prime, and he will. Trust me.
The rates out there, the highest.
That is one of the reasons why I wake up every morning and I can come out here and I can work energized, because I work for somebody like Dean Barrow.
But you're talking about water and San Pedro. That's they have the highest rates in the country.
Yes, San Pedro, the water in San Pedro is expensive because it is produced by reverse osmosis process, right? So,
and then BWS buys the water from Consolidated Water, and then the
Consolidated has a 25-year contract
signed by the PUP.
Right, under the PUP in 2001, under the PUP, 25-year exclusive contract. They're the only ones who can produce water on San Pedro.
How long? What's the life of that contract right now?
It expires in 2026. There's 8 more years onto the contract, but there's an agreement. There's a process in place. There's a process in place, and that we're hoping that matter could be addressed. Right?
For that 25 years, they not got the first right of refusal because the PUP they go put in some class. You know another thing I want to talk to you about him. You got a guy who come from Cayo, we work at City Council, we drive a Hummer. Pipersburg, I think is his name.
He lives in Cayo.
He come every day. That who pay for the fuel, boy?
Well, I don't know.
I was there, and this away.
I know he has a Hummer, but he drives it to visit every day.
Listen to me, David.
But I don't know what I want.
Listen to me, no man. David tell me that Johnny upset with the man because Johnny say I own fuel station. I operate transportation facilities, the trucks and so, and I no drive a Hummer. So who who is paying for that?
Belize City, but I don't know. I know he has a Hummer,
bring a man from Cayo for work that Belize City.
I know he drives a Hummer around, so he drives that to Belize City every day.
Well, that's how David.
Well, then, so I'm saying, listen to me. Like I tell you in the initial stage, right? I am not here to tell him for running thing, you know. They are the ones who had solutions to all the problems, right? So that's a phone, baby. But your boy is saying here that
the man said if you tell you hold on because
My name is Michel Shebat. My telephone number is, I'll answer your telephone number, Mr. Shebat, because I don't know if you want it to be known publicly, right? But I live on Chetamal Street, right? I want to have someone make me a part of the Belama Neighborhood Watch group. I want to be added to the Belama group.
Oh, that's aim.
Yes, so you live on Chetamal Street. Huh? This is by your text. This is by your text.
Wait, my name is
Michel.
Shebat.
Mr. My Mr. too. Add Mr. Michel Shebat with telephone number and 610 number. I said next 4 letters, right? Next 4 numbers, right? But he lives on Chetamal. You see, you talk about yourself in a third person too. He lives on Chetamal Street. Someone sent to Belama Neighborhood Watch group for him to be added to the Belama Neighborhood Watch. You talk about neighborhood?
That they live?
Right. The person who lives close to you are your neighbors, right? Mr. Shebat, but the registration, the voters registration list of this nation, sir, states that you live on Benkeville, at number 5 Benkeville Road. Why would you want to join the Belama Neighborhood Watch group if you don't live here, sir? Maybe, that's why I'm saying.
Maybe they got Belama
they're not gonna Belama. They're not gonna Belama.
They're not gonna double G.
I'm Joe. Not try to accommodate these people, please, right?
No, I didn't say.
Not try to justify their dishonesty, Mr. Shebat, right? You say that you want to join the Neighborhood Watch group in Belama, sir. When you want to join, it means that you live in that neighborhood, right? So. Stop perpetuate the dishonesty, man. Right? Why are you registered, sir, out there in man? One leave vote now, do not the prime minister, the leader of this country. Right? One vote. I want that, Mr. Shebat. I want that, Mr. Shebat. If you also have your wife registered there along with you, sir, you multiply the dishonesty, you multiply the fraud when you do it. The prime minister of this country, like I said, he and his wife. Our voters are registered, sir, in the Caribbean Shores constituency, while he is the area representative for the Queen Square constituency.
Before we continue, you were talking.
Get honest with the Belizean people, man. Anytime that list comes out, like I said, I want to repeat this over and over, what you know. Anytime that list comes out, Mr. Shebat, right?
Clean it.
And you, sir, continue to be registered. That on Chetamal Street where you say you live with, you want to join the Belama Neighborhood Watch group, and you registered there, sir. Then we know. Then you will not make a good. You are a politician, but you will not make a good leader of this nation, sir.
Chairman, you were talking about the Caracol Road and you're saying
the benefits to the people of Crystal Heights and Antonio
they do the horseshoe first, right, and then I put on the piece. But this person is telling me that asked me to remind you that so you can know that all the potatoes and most carrots produced in Belize come from the San Antonio area.
Yes, man.
The same area.
Yeah, man.
So it will mean now,
thousands of Belizeans.
It will mean that the farmers will be able to have easier access to the markets.
And they chop and broke up
so the PUP, they need to know that.
I mean, what kind of this is what Henry
so
Charles,
maybe the man
this is what the chairman of that party is putting forward. Mean, what economic benefits will that road bring to the Belizean people?
Well,
you know what I mean? You know what I mean, sir? You don't know your country.
That's true, and you don't give a damn.
Alright, they don't care. Yeah.
You don't give a damn.
Just like what you did out there in Kaya when we told you, when they brought your attention to bring it to your father's attention, that while the people of San Ignacio and St. Leon needed a job, they were importing all these little all these Nepalese people. I'm out there, so I don't care about the people.
Maybe
they need to come better, and that they mean.
Alberto, maybe the person who sent me the text ought not to have reminded you. Maybe we need to say remind Henry Charles, Osha Musa, that all the potatoes and most carrots produced in Belize come from the San Antonio area. So the farmers will have easier access to the markets.
Right. But they don't know the country. Right? They don't know.
They don't know.
So they don't know. They don't know the thousands of people who live back there.
They don't give a damn. As long as they could in the office that the whole of them are credit tune on there, right? Can't even look at, can't even go out there, no. Can't even go out there, go work to no law firm, no. Can't talk about liar. Can't even go out there, go work in a no law firm, no. Once he could get in a Fihili place there, And he continue to make money.
Yeah, man.
And working to give a damn about the rest.
Yeah, but then you see they come with these half truths and this kind of misinformation.
Who you think they advise the mayor? Who you think they advise the mayor Belize City to fire people? Henry Charles or Shamusa? Why you think Micah fall out with the mayor the other day? Because Micah wanted to have a function in a Fort George. And Henry Charles gone to the mayor tell her not
so.
So over my dead body. Because Henry Charles believes that Fort George, that he papa, and after he papa give it up, it is for him.
No, but you see, there people are telling us this thing that that's how you go. That's how you go. There's two sections of Fort George. There's what they call the Hotment one, and the Majestic Alley one, right?
Well, I never do it as that, but go ahead.
Yes, man. Yeah, the Majestic.
I know as the Rose side and the Lenny Joe side.
Oh, well, okay.
That's why we go. But make we take this call. Carla, good morning. You're live.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How are you, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
I'm from PG calling.
Boy, the mayor, tell us.
Yeah.
Good. I'm just calling to highlight an upcoming event.
Okay.
We know that Mother's Day is right around the bend right here. And the Punta Gorda Town Council, in collaboration with the business community and also the Committee for Women, through the able leadership of Councillor Cindy Martinez Bochub, the councillor with responsibility for women, culture, education, and revenue collection, and also Councillor Joycelyn Dawson, Mrs. Della Martinez, and Miss Jillian Miller. They have been working very hard because we have a Mother's Day function this Sunday. It will be taking place at the TCC auditorium. This event will cater for 500 mothers. It takes place at Sunday, 1 p.m. at the TCC auditorium. There will be a grand raffle, prizes and surprises, entertainment. There will also be a karaoke competition, food and drinks. I must say special thanks to all those donors within our community, those from near and far as well, who have been, lending us the type of support that they have been lending us for this particular venture as we move towards paying tribute to our mothers here in PG 2018.
What time is that?
1 p.m.
1 p.m.
Sunday
okay.
at the TCC auditorium. 500 mothers. Hey, Mayor, you know where I was? So I know the other day you had called us and you told us about the first town meeting. How did it go?
It went excellent. It was well received by the general public.
Okay. Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Stop right there. Right? Stop right there. Right? I was reading a piece coming out of that meeting. And I read a part where you are saying that you are going to be providing sanitation workers with a 15% salary increase.
Yes, sir.
Man, that is amazing news, man.
The Belize City and the fire.
The Belize City, the mayor in Belize City, sir. If you are not aware, the fire. The city council employees.
Then they fired in,
yeah. And the report says that you were able to save $28,000 after you have done all the whole finances.
Yeah.
We congratulate you.
Operating expenditure by $28,000.
Okay. Can you?
Seen adjustment in terms of salaries, wages. The fuel bill has certainly gone down. Electricity.
That is amazing. That is amazing news, Mr. Mayor, and we are happy to know, sir, that you are passing some of those savings on to the hard-working sanitation workers of your municipality.
The sanitation workers, they are amongst the hardest workers.
Yeah, that's right. I wanted to ask.
Those guys are up on a daily basis from 4 p.m. In and around the town collecting garbage, and it is only fair that we compensate them properly.
You are compensating hard work.
Yeah.
Right? And Mr. Mayor,
yes, sir.
If one of your sanitation workers make, let's say, like $250 a week, they pull $1,000 a month in salary, right? That's $150 more, 15%.
Yeah.
That can pay their light and their water. You, sir.
Actually, what happened is, previously, the sanitation workers, most of them, they would make something like $138 or $140.
Okay.
So we actually stepped up most of them. increased, like they make like $25 or $30 more for the week.
Okay, that's $100 right for the month, right? You see, Mr. Mayor, whenever you hear anybody increase the salary of anybody, it is normally, sir, in increments of 3%.
Yeah.
You got one big, I don't want to say the word, you can't make a cost. You got one big one that's on 15% to your people.
Increase, yeah.
Mr. Mayor,
congratulations.
This country needs more leaders, more municipal leaders like yourself, sir.
Thanks very much.
That's the bottom line. Yes, man.
Yeah, man. I listened to the mayor the other day when he spoke to us, right? You know, you ain't complain, he tell her, listen to me. The work starts from 4 in the morning. I got my first shift. Sanitation starts at 4 in the morning, and I'm out there on my bicycle with my people. So the man,
please accept people. Please accept our congratulations.
Yes, man.
And we want to ask you, sir, to please keep up the good work.
Certainly.
Okay.
As it relates to the public meeting, like I said, it went extremely well. We had people from different sectors. We had UB students, we had business people, we had, residents from around the municipality, different areas. We started off by basically explaining to them what our liabilities are, our expenditure, our revenue thus far, the actual decrease in expenditure, because we had to make some adjustments, at the start of our term in order to ensure that the institution is as efficient and self-sufficient as possible. Because while central government commitments remain to support us throughout the course of our term, we have to demonstrate our ability from a town council to residents of our community that we are able to get things done. And especially with taxpayers, they want to see where their monies are going. So we have to ensure that we invest their money into tangible things. We had campaigned on the platform that we would have been transparent when it comes to the actual standings of the town council. By law, it is required for us to have quarterly meetings. So every 3 months, we should have a quarterly meeting. We should have a meeting with the general public, disclosing the actual finances of the council, how finances are being spent, without notice as it relates to our intentions for projects and that sort of thing. We will continue to do that, and we will also be venturing into doing our meet and greet, actually going back into the households of residents to ask them, how do they find the services of the town council, which areas, we can continue to improve on, and that sort of thing.
Mayor, could I ask you, what were some of the concerns raised at that public meeting?
Some of the concerns, the main concerns has to do with traffic.
Okay.
They made mention of some adjustments that they would like to see.
And the speed bump there?
The traffic, the speed bump. We have 26 speed bumps on West Street. This week, you have the traffic committee on which the deputy mayor and the person responsible for traffic management, Mr. Franklin Bologna, sits on that. On that, you have presentation from the Taxi Association, the police, the transport department, and they have been working to basically see how that situation can be rectified. They actually did a little study, and they have identified the speed bumps that will be removed from the
26
Mr. Mayor, there's 1 mile of cemented street. We have 2 speed bumps at every intersection. Are those some of the ones that you'll be removing?
The ones that are close to the school, then we have to separate that those remain for the safety of
Right.
Okay.
You put them on the side street, them in. So that you can slow down when you enter that main street there.
Yes.
Right? Man, I am happy to hear that, man. I don't know who will do that.
Well, in terms of putting all of those speed bumps, the previous.
No, but I would make to answer the Fuentes the fella name.
Yes.
Who are Fuentes? Well, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
He not a speed bump. He not a speed bump then.
But you put them in the wrong spot, man, right?
Yeah.
You must put them at the auxiliary at the
coming in.
Right. So to slow down, but then put them on the main. Then put them. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, Mr. Mayor, go ahead.
Yeah. So that a few folks had concerns when it comes to the actual burning of garbage, and we did a bit of explanation when it comes to that, because you have what is called the refuse control bylaws, and under that it speaks specifically to how garbage should be managed, how it should be disposed of.
Okay.
You know, so that was good. We had some people who had concerns. We know that the Sustainable Tourism Project is basically underway. That looks to transform the entire downtown part of Punta Gorda into a tourism hub. So they will actually be constructing a house of culture and a welcome center right where the old rice mill, the old
marketing board, you said it.
Yeah, the marketing board.
All right, I do. All right, go ahead.
Listen to me.
Oh,
listen to me. I don't make it take too much. I don't make it copycat too much. San Ignacio, you know.
No.
All right, with that welcome center.
Especially here, you want to give your visitors, you know, some sort of direction when it comes to visiting.
No, that's an excellent. I just pull your leg, you know.
So that is very essential. A proper house of culture and a welcome center.
All right.
They will also be doing some land reclamation along the coast. I think they are about 20 feet out, and they will establish a seaside promenade, so benches and stuff, and also a concession stand.
Developing the
you see, like Mr. Mayor, you see, like when you go down the coast right there along the coastline, like when you get where at the end, like you get tight, man.
Yeah.
The way how that work out, so?
I don't know.
Will you guys have any plan to maybe loosen up the area up there? Because that's by a market, right? Is that the market there?
Yeah, by the market, by the
that place is tight.
That area will also, under this actual STP plan, they want to do a marina, a seaside promenade, the house of culture.
Okay.
Center, so that
might open it up, yeah.
Enhancing the beachfront.
Very good.
So you'll have more space there.
For move from, okay.
Very good. Okay, well, yeah.
And then we also have the solid waste management project, which is scheduled to take place. They will be constructing a regional transfer station.
Okay.
I think Mr. Chemilia was on here.
On Monday, yes. He spoke about that.
Good.
Here in the Toledo district, we'll have a transfer station. Placencia should be getting their transfer.
Dangriga.
What do you mean? What's that? What's that?
The garbage and then the garbage, like we have.
And then they will bring it to where?
And bring it to mile 24.
So where will your garbage go?
Our garbage will end up at mile 24.
Yeah.
They will simply you have different transfer stations. So
what goes to
the collection center? They will be putting together a transfer station, a proper facility.
What is mile 24 at the big files?
No, man. Sorted out. No, it's actually
24.
No, for 24. You're 24. You're 24. Where's your 24? Because our 24 here is at big files. 24 miles out of Belize City. It looks like they're moving all transfer stations as 24 miles out of town.
Okay.
Where will your one be? Where will your 24? Where's your 24?
Well, they are looking at the existing site.
Well, but that's only mile 24?
That, yeah, that's are closer than that.
Right, yeah. Okay.
If they're 24 miles out of town, that would be very tough on us.
Yeah.
Our trucks would have to travel that entire distance, 24 miles out of town.
No, what happens? What happens is that the trucks take them to a transfer station in town.
But that's what happened.
And then that move them. You see, because Belize Waste Control takes them to Belize Waste Control compound, where there's a station there, and then they package it there, and then after private trucks take them to the.
With this transfer station, we will take garbage to the existing site.
Mile 24.
Transfer station there.
Okay. So you package it there, and then they will.
They will package it and whatnot.
And it goes up to mile 24.
Yes.
Okay, just like Belize City scenario then. All right, good. Okay, well, that's supposed to address your garbage situation then.
Yeah, that will certainly help.
And what is the time frame? What is the time frame for that?
The time frame for that, what I got to understand, like I say, it was about
24 months
ago. They were dealing with the pre-bidding. I don't know if the actual bidding has taken place.
But it will happen during your first term, though, right?
Huh?
It will happen during your first term.
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right, good, all right.
I believe that they probably must be weeks, if not a couple months away from commencing.
So in your second term, you don't have that already?
Yeah.
all right. all right, good, yeah.
My brother, congratulations.
It's a pleasure hearing you, Mr. Mayor, right? And we look forward for you to keeping your people informed, because that is what they elected you to do.
Indeed.
All right, man. Thank you very much, sir. Good,
yeah,
okay, man.
that,
boy.
That
you know, for the time you meet Ashton for the first time, right? The mayor of when he was a candidate out, you know that he was going to bring real
good
leadership to his municipality.
But you're telling us, I mean, from this discussion we had with the mayor, that meeting, that town meeting was last week.
I think, yeah.
You hear anything? You hear anything about that on the on any other media, in any other media houses? You hear any news that this man has been able to increase the salaries of the sanitation?
Let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you the truth, Joe.
Oh, that's not important.
Let me tell you the truth, Joe.
Can we got a lot of PUP media, you know?
Let me tell you the truth. You don't have to hear it, man, right? The people where know it, they feel it. Right, and that is the important part. If they don't want to highlight it, that is their problem. But he is bringing good things to the people who he's supposed to be bringing it to, right? To the people who matters to him. If you hear it or not hear it, the people out there on the ground, they feel it or not hear it. Say like only $100 and more for them, right?
That's a lot of things in your pocket, man. Your pocket full. Carla, good morning.
Like
you're live.
And water bill.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
good morning.
I was trying to get into to ask the mayor if he will be continuing the skunk program in his municipality.
That was one of the first things that he announced.
Yeah.
That was one of the first things. Well, he never said this time, but he said it last week when we asked him.
Right. That he was going to continue that.
Good point. Excellent point, Carla. Yes.
That is real good news, man. People really deserve that. That's a little ease, no?
Yes.
Especially in light of what's going on in Belize City. I mean, it really broke your heart when you see the type of people where the city council, the fire.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
And I'm not senior managers whether card carrying UDP members, and the regular mid-level employees. We really now have no UDP and no PUP card in their pocket.
It's called witch hunting. And in the process they hurt people.
Individuals have families to feed.
Yeah, I mean.
And in the case of a young lady, that one really got my heart for this young lady, boy. This young lady that was a hard professional worker with a whole family to feed with several children, and if people just come there one day and just hand this young lady a letter saying we no longer need your services, not even a reason given, or promise of gratuity or anything like that. I mean, really believe they were protected by the municipal regulations, municipal service regulations, and this
and their union too.
But and my brother, this is very important. I wonder how comes they are not protected by their unions, because
where is their union?
Well, how you expect the union to come up, the Christian Workers Union? Who is the president of that union? Wow.
That is a sad thing right there. Only one media house was able to get to the president of the union, and that was Love FM, I believe. And according to their news story, the president told them his understanding is that since 2011, you don't need to give them a reason to fire them.
Oh my God.
And if you are the president of the union representing these people,
their interests,
give an explanation as to why they can fire them without reason. You are supposed to be there fighting tooth and nail to defend the employees.
Exactly, man. Yeah, man. You don't find no excuse. The excuse is to be found by those who are committing the infraction.
The brawler, the committing infraction.
Yeah, man. Boy, it's a sad day for sad day for the Christian Workers Union.
Because the president of the CWU is brother-in-law.
To the mayor.
Individual sign in the termination letter, I can't only understand. I'm not going into that.
Why that?
No, not your personal
special friend also?
Special friend, the sign the and special friend now are defend the members of the union. So what will these employees do?
Who are paying dues for him to defend them?
And
if you can't afford an attorney to defend you, then you're just screwed, no gratuity or anything.
But this is the thing, you know, my brother, as we are talking about this situation, this is the thing where really hurt you, really hurt your heart. You hear earlier this mayor announced that he discontinued the discount for senior citizen. This week, last week, or 2 or 3 weeks ago at a press conference, this week the fire people You know, here the union say anything.
No, they.
You know, here
all of them are
I
silent.
heard them. When the lady near, yesterday, I don't know if she was on the show, but I saw her on a show. I don't know if it was a repeat, talking about she don't like mathematics. She prefer language arts. So.
She's a teacher.
Yes, she's a teacher. She's the president of the teacher. She don't like mathematics, but she like language art. She can't teach mathematics. And I am saying, I think that lady would have made some sort of comment, or you would hear the union issuing some press release as it relates to the senior citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. No, I would also,
because some of those senior citizens are also retired teachers.
Yes,
who are living on a small pension.
And they were union members. But what you expect? You know, here they say nothing because you got the pension fund. That money where the unions then squander right now. That matter. But you see, I don't talk about it because that matter, like the BWS matter right now, you have to be very careful with what you say because that matter is before the courts.
Yeah.
But you know, here they say not about it.
All right, yeah, man. But you see,
3.5 years ago, the Belize City Council assumed responsibility for over 150 SEL workers when the SEL contract was allowed to expire. And everyone in this whole country and in this whole city and the whole Belize City Council knew that 95% or more.
And then the PUP.
SEL workers, the PUP, because they had 6 PUP sent to work for SEL. And the council took on all those employees.
Right.
Any discrimination and not fire a single one. In fact, they were given raises 4 consecutive years under the UDP to the council. With over 95% of them being PUP, instead of being fired or victimized, they got 4 consecutive salary increases.
And my brother,
the difference is clear.
And we'll still vote against the UDP to the council because it's not a thing like the PUP shirt.
Yeah, but I will tell you, that there were elections when there were sanitation workers with PUP shirts. I right off my hand I could mention at least 10 members with PUP shirt. When the election
they
went right back there and they continued working.
Right.
In fact, they
deserve to work.
They have now joined the PUP who is there now. Nobody, there will not fire.
Despite the fact that the mayor refers to them as barbarians, because some of them who are the gate, some of them say sanitation workers who are on their day off, right?
Yeah, who supported them.
Call them uncivilized, primitive people. That's what barbarians.
And the PUP. Another difference is one of the senior staff at the Belize City Council who is there signing letters for people to be terminated was a known PUP. And instead of she getting victimized, she was given...
Remained there all those years after David Fonseca.
No, that she got promoted to the 3rd highest position in the council.
Under a UDP administration?
UDP administration. Now she's the one signing letters, sending people home left, right, and center.
And you can't talk about qualification.
I'll get into that.
All right.
Another thing, Jeremy.
Yeah.
If the Prime Minister of the
look like you have a lot of things this morning there, Carla.
This central government would act the same way this PUP Belize City Council is acting, and tomorrow decide to send home all the PUP from central government to give the UDP members who don't have jobs. Imagine how much people will get fired tomorrow.
Yep.
But people in some of the most senior positions would lose their jobs.
Yeah. The first thing,
like small-minded, like what makes PUP?
The first thing when the Prime Minister tell you, then the people that are Belizeans, they deserve to be working. That's the first thing I tell you. Yeah, go ahead.
Anyway, gentlemen, that's it for me.
Thanks to your contribution.
Yeah, my buddy.
Yeah. You were talking about the employees' trust, right? You will see how you said the court has already issued an order, right, for them to stop giving loans, right?
It's in the courts now.
Right, and they disregard the order. There's not an order yet.
No,
I think you said an order was issued for them to
cease and desist. Long time, and then they gone back to court. They're in
cease
court
and desist from issuing loans out of those funds, right? But they disobey the court order. You have to call it there.
Go ahead.
Right? They disobey the court order and they continue issuing loans, right? And then, ironically, these are the same people who are telling you that you need to obey the court order for give Michael Ashcroft the 90 million. How ironic it is, Dr. Why?
Anyway,
not true?
Alberto, it's 20 minutes to 10 now. Any final thing you want to say?
Yes, yeah. Like you opened up by saying this morning, advising that the notice will be issued. Right? Get the break up on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right? That the notice will be issued this weekend, appearing this weekend in the papers for the invitation of candidates for standard bearers in all 31 constituencies of the party. So we're encouraging people to apply early. The earlier you apply, the better it's going to be for all of us, because then we're going to have more chance to do an in-depth study of the various applications, right? We're asking for a police record for the new persons. We don't need a police record for current standard bearers. We don't know that's a waste of time, because we know them, and if they do anything wrong, you will know that will hit the fan even before the police get the information, right? So we're asking for police records for the new applicants, right? Our current standard bearers, and so no, we don't need. We're not. It's not a requirement. 17 early. I know some of us like to wait for that deadline. The adrenaline, we have the adrenaline rush.
June, right? So Friday, at 5 o'clock.
We're advising the National Party Council advises that we will not accept any late application. Right? So come in early, right? And we want to issue the urgent plea to all supporters of our party. As soon as the re-registration exercise begins, as a show of loyalty to your party, as a show of appreciation for the fact that you're seeing the unprecedented development of this nation like you have never ever seen, we're asking you to go on your own accord, right? And as much as possible, we are going to come for you. If we see the lamp up, right? Or we're going to ask you, come out to the polls, man. Come out to the polls and register yourself, re-register yourself. And after you have done so, you give us one call and tell you, I don't want to register, right? So that we can know and that we can keep tabs of you, and let us do it in an organized manner. It was the opposition and the other political party who asked for it. We are not afraid of it, because as far as we are concerned, in terms of all these allegations about a dirty voters list, you see, the people who make up the voter list are all of us, right? Are all of us. And then how we dirty and how we corrupt, all of us dirty and corrupt. If that's the case, then make we disregard it, right? Come back on the list clear, and then we are going to seek as much as possible to point those out, those from the other side who continue to want to corrupt the voter list, and then we are going to see what they are made of on this occasion. So come out, go to your various registration centers. Like I said, the notice is going to be published, and you can stay tuned to the radio, television, because I am almost sure that the officials from the elections and boundaries will be doing their usual educational rounds, media rounds. So just listen to what they have to say, and then afterwards the bottom line is for you to ensure that you get on the list as soon as possible, so that whenever any election is called, that you are ready, willing, and able to go out there and vote again for your United Democratic Party.
Before we go, Mayor Ashton Mackenzie and councillors from Punta Gorda inviting mothers out to the TCC auditorium for a big Mother's Day special this Sunday. It starts at 1 p.m. So come out, and it's all a part of the Mayor Ashton Mackenzie and the PG Town Council's activities for Mother's Day.
Right, to recognize mothers, right?
Recognize, yeah.
Before when I want to also say special thanks to Ms. Juventina Fernandez, the Prime Minister's mother-in-law, who is watching and streaming, watching the program. Michelle Maria Ortiz, Gilbert Agustin, Lupe Ayuso. Who else we have here? Lincoln Jason Smith, Heriberto Bab, all of these persons who are streaming and listening to the program. Captain Sanchez
Canada.
is off. Captain Sanchez is off right now for a little medical visit. But Captain Sanchez tells us that he will be tuning in later on today when he comes back, and we will be watching the tape of the show this evening when he gets back. So I want to say good morning or good afternoon, whatever time it is, to Captain Sanchez, and hope that he had a successful visit to his doctor this morning.
Well, we want to say thanks to Wave Television, CBC Channel 54, CCV Channel 11, Southern Cable Network Channel 43, Dangriga Cable Vision Channel 54, BMN North Corzol Channel 11, Norte Vision Channel 10, Northern Cable Network in St. Channel 59, St. Charles Cable Channel 54 in Punta Gorda, CTL Cable in Mascal Village for providing us with television coverage. First thing in the morning is carried live on Sugar City Radio 103.1 FM and East Radio 104.9 FM in Orange Walk. You can also find us using the MadLab Radio Belize app, which you can download on your Apple and Android devices. Wave Radio and Wave TV is live every day on our Facebook page, Wave Radio and Wave TV. Find us, like the page, and tune in every day. We want to say thanks to all those persons who called us this morning, all those persons who joined in the conversation, those persons who communicate with us every day on the World Wide Web. Thanks for having us in your offices, in your cars, in your homes, in your bedrooms, wherever you listen to us, wherever you watch us. Alberto Agash, Joe Bradley, we want to bid you a pleasant good morning. Keep it locked on Wave 105.9 and 99.9, your most trusted name in information, education, and entertainment. Take it away, the Premier.